Hi everyone, it's Margaret here with 60andMe. You know that it's so important to eat good food as you get older, that nutrition and healthy eating is such a key indicator of long life. And I want to talk to you about some of the foods that you can consider eating that are being used around the world in communities and groups that are living longer, healthier lives. Now, the blue zone phenomenon has been talked about for a long time, and I'll cover that briefly, but really I want to talk to you more generally about things in categories that you can pick from. So there's no really three specific foods, even though they ask these older people in their hundreds, what were the three foods that you always ate? Well, I'm going to share a bit of that too, but this is going to be your choice, your journey. So I'm going to give you some guidance, and I'm learning as well as I go, by the way. So I'm not a nutritionist. I'm not a chef. In fact, you all know I'm not a very good chef or interested in cooking in general. But you don't need to have a fancy diet in order to eat healthy. That's my mantra. So the blue zones are places around the world, like is Icaria in Greece. There's some places in Costa Rica. Loma Linda in California apparently is a place where people tend to live longer, and also in Sardinia, Okinawa in Japan. So these are places where people historically live longer lives. And what do they do? What do they eat? Let's review it so that you can have a broad idea of the kinds of categories of food that people are eating from. This is the 10 or so kind of guidelines that they use to describe the blue zone diets. First is plant slant. Plant-based foods tend to be healthier according to the research. Secondly, retreat from meat, which is, not eat as much meat. Now, I don't eat meat at all, but I do eat fish. But and that is one of the things that they do eat. Fish is fine. So that's one of this is the blue zone categories. This is not, my specific recommendation. This is just what is identified as a blue zone diet. So plants, less meat. Fish is okay. Diminish dairy, little less dairy. And I eat a lot of yogurt. I eat oat milk now rather than regular cow's milk. It's a little bit more healthy, and I love the taste of it actually in coffee and tea. So oat milk is probably a little bit better from a nutrition perspective. I'm not better or worse. To diminish the amount of dairy that you eat. Occasional egg. Again, not lots and lots of eggs in your diet according to the blue zone diet, but the occasional egg is okay. I mean, the occasional anything is okay, in my opinion. I mean, if my grandkids come over with pizza, I'm going to eat pizza. No problem. So, it's just that kind of idea that you can eat what's good for you, but then you can also be real in the world. Daily beans. Beans are so cool. I just discovered beans, and you can get so many choices besides, lentils and soy and aduki and black beans and red beans, kidney beans. There's so many lima beans. Fava, there's so many, and they're really, really nutritious and good for you. So lots of beans is an important thing, according to the blue zone diets, to have in your diet. Slash sugar, say no more. Snack on nuts. I like nuts, and you got to watch they are a little fatty, like Brazil nuts, for example, but they're really nutritious and good for you. Sourdough bread, as opposed to any other kind of bread. I know a lot of people like the whole wheat. Like, I think there's a brand called Ezekiel in the United States. I can't get it here, but these sprouted bread products are supposedly very good. But sourdough bread is one thing that is recommended. Whole foods. So what does that mean? It means it's made of a single ingredient, it's raw, it's ground or fermented, but not highly processed. That's what whole food means in the blue zone category diet. So in terms of eating super foods, specific foods, let's go through some of them in more detail. And I mentioned beans, and I cannot talk about beans enough because everything, of course, in moderation, right? But they add so much. My classic meal, the meal I eat most often in the evening, is a salad with some beans, some grain, like maybe barley or something like that. Maybe what's the other one I use a lot? Buckwheat, and also feta cheese. I do eat feta cheese. Olives, cucumber, tomato, maybe some tuna. I mix it up, but beans are always a part of that salad. Greens, like salads, kale is supposed to be really good for you. I can never find it, but kale, shards, fennel tops, all kinds of things like that. Greens are super good for you. Sweet potatoes. I tend to eat sweet potatoes more than I eat regular potatoes now. But yeah, sweet potatoes are really, really good for you. Does anybody else like those? I find them delicious. Olive oil. Olive oil, extra virgin olive oil is the best. Sometimes it's recommended to actually have a teaspoon of olive oil a day. Just sip it. Or put it on your salad like I do. I never use salad dressing. I always just use olive oil. Let's see, extra virgin is the best. Oats. Now, I think I showed you this in one of my videos. For my morning breakfast, I always eat oats, and I eat oats that are steel cut oatmeal. The other oatmeal is too mushy and doesn't have any, for me, very much substance, but the steel cut oats I love the best. Barley, I've mentioned barley, either in soups or in just a salad. Barley is super affordable. A lot of these things are really, inexpensive to buy, and you can boil the barley with like a consomme or some kind of sauce, or you can just have it raw, not raw, but cooked without any olive oil and a bit of salt. Fruit, all kinds. According to the people that know this, fruits of all kinds. Yes, there's sugar in fruit, but berries are particularly good if you're on some kind of a restricted sugar or calorie diet, or not diet like in a diet, but food consumption diet, what you eat. I love raspberries. I love blueberries. Fruits, all kinds. Green or herbal teas are really wonderful. I like decaf coffee, and I don't drink a lot of regular decaf tea either. So green tea, I think, has got some got caffeine in it. But the herbal, they don't really teas. Herbal tisanes, they call them, or herbal teas, or how you would buy them. But they're not made from any tea leaf. They're just from fruits and things. So they're really, really good. Greens, turmeric is as a spice on food or as a tea. One of my favorite nighttime drinks personally is lemon juice, some apple cider vinegar, some turmeric, a bit of ginger, a little bit of pepper to activate the turmeric, and maybe I'll pop like a sugar-free cube in there, like Splenda. Not Splenda, what is it called? I forget the brand I use. It's artificial sugar made out of plant-based sugar. Coconut sugar is good too. Now, this is the thing I mentioned at the beginning, that the 3 foods that people should eat, and this is really funny because it goes to show that there's no rhyme or reason to this. And there was some articles that I researched about people who reached the grand old ages of like 106. Let's see, Leonard Howes, born 1916. That's a lot. I think he's 106. He actually says that he eats shredded wheat, full-fat milk, and sugar every day. Every single day. All the things I told you not to. Like sugar, for example, full-fat milk, dairy, and shredded wheat. That's his thing. Howard is doing well, or Leonard is doing well. Another one is Matilda Brinkoff, turned 100, and she enjoys her daily dose of coffee. She loves real coffee, not decaf, and sips it throughout the day. There's someone called Mr. Brown. He grew up with apple trees, so he's had an apple, he said, every single day of his life. I guess you would if you were on an apple farm, but yeah, he loves apples, and he lived to be over 100. Another person on the rare occasion she indulges in an alcoholic beverage, and she likes red wine. Now, this actually came up quite a bit. I saw this quite a bit, that people who drank, well, not just red wine, but wine, a little bit of alcohol once or twice a week, they were the ones that tended to be a little healthier and live longer. And they've now, of course, done all kinds of research on red wine and resveratrol and the supplement that a lot of people take, which is the equivalent of drinking like 100 glasses of wine, the resveratrol, which is in the red wine. And it's apparently a very strong anti-aging supplement. So those are some of the things that you might consider. Now, you can pick 3 from that whole group, and whatever works for you, please let us know. I really would love to share, honestly, because I think a lot of people, well, if we're in our 60s and 70s, we've done pretty well. We're here, and we've eaten enough good food to keep our body relatively healthy. And I know that's not always the case, but I hope that you are okay. I hope that you're eating well, that you enjoy your food and are taking the time to eat, things that are going to help you to grow and live a long, happy and healthy life. Okay, everyone, if you like this video, do me a huge favor and like it for me. Just press the like button or subscribe to this channel if you haven't done that already. And I must always forget to mention, we have a great Patreon supporters group where if you're looking to meet women in the real world and you're looking to, just have a more intimate conversation, twice a week we do a live show, and it's a really cool way to meet other people who are in this community, in a more personal way. So join our Patreon supporters group, and that helps 60andMe too, since we don't charge you anything for all this wonderful free content. We just give it to you and hope that it helps. Okay, everybody, have a super day wherever you are. Know that you are loved and respected, and I'm so happy to have you in my world, on my journey with you. Okay, take good care, everyone. Bye for now.